The road we're on at the moment is called Te Arakahakatea, the new road. Oh, I love the peanut roundabout, don't you? Weird, man. Should be used to it by now. Been down here for 2.5 years. Anyway, the road we're about to go on is called Pakafai Road. It starts away down to the left in Hastings and continues on to the right across the Ngātaroa River and through the little area of Pakafai. We're going to go down there, have a look-see. That was one of the areas that was absolutely hammered by the old cyclone a year ago. I don't know if it shows up on the camera, but this girl is thirsty at the moment. I hope she gets me to work. This now brings us over the Ngātaroa River. I think that's how you pronounce it. And during that cyclone a year ago, the stop bank broke further up. And this whole area was absolutely devastated by the raging floodwaters that came up so quickly. Buildings were destroyed, houses that still aren't occupied, and some people have been putting some signs up to commemorate the 1 year, I guess. The raging waters tore through here. There was a riding stable. They lost 14 horses that night. That shed has been rebuilt. Some of the orchards seem to have started to recover, and they have in some places replanted crops, and these people reckon civil defence failed us. So I don't know details, but I have heard, you know, that the regional council, insurance companies are all giving these people a runaround. The gas station never reopened. There's Council Screws residents again. Yeah, there's another place in there that. So some of the places seem to have been allowed to, you know, to go back and fix it up. Some of them haven't. And I don't know what the story is there. Some of the houses still have codes and things that were written on them the next couple of days after the cyclone. The place in there was completely wiped out. The mower place here that they've never come back, still trading somewhere else apparently. This company here, Waterforce, I've used them, and I came in there just after the cyclone. They had all the jib boards stripped off their walls. So we'll go back this way. Place here is back up, but there's all that rubbish around, and there was tons and tons of stuff from the houses that was piled up, and eventually the council took it all away. Still lots of people whose lives are not anywhere near back together. I never came down here after the cyclone. I mean, the road was closed completely because it was covered in silt and crap. So it took them a couple of weeks to clear it, I think, if I remember rightly. But I just didn't want to come down here, and even now, 5 hours notice. lot of places I've heard the rumour that some of these houses people are allowed to rebuild and move back in, but they can't get insurance if they choose to do that. So what do you do? What do you do? There's people have lived in these houses 20 odd years. Their whole life, brought up kids. And I don't know. Where would you go? I really feel for them all. Oh, that's Pacify Road a year after the cyclone. And the stop bank on this side remained intact. Very lucky for the people over here in the township of Clive. None of this was harmed. This brings us into the little township of Clive. The actual township is over to our far right, across a different river. And there's a farm cheesery, the organics and all that sort of thing on the right hand side here. And apparently the night of the cyclone, they had evacuated everybody out of there. Some residents in that area. So it was down to the farm manager and his herd of cows. And he was coming across the road apparently, looking over at the top of the, and it got up to the top of the stop bank and was lapping at the very top, and he was ready to just take the cows and head back and across into Clive. He didn't know where he was going to go, and that's when the stop bank a few kilometres up burst and the river started to go down. So they made it by the skin of their teeth. And because that stop bank burst, all the water came rushing through here, completely wiped out the railway line over there. The bridge up here on the left, the rail bridge, was completely destroyed. Imagine the force that was coming through here. There's beehives in amongst it, there's logs. Oh my goodness. And yep, the rail bridge is totally out over there. That's going to take a while to fix. And look at this beautiful day. And look at this bloody destruction. It's incongruous, isn't it? Absolutely incongruous. We're away. So one of the stories I've heard is that the rail bridge saved the road bridge. Oh God, can you imagine the force behind all that? Just ripped that all away. Golly. Incredible. How long is that going to take to fix? It's all been, tracks been washed out over here. Amazing. Yeah, all of that was flooded over there completely. and they reckon that the rail bridge is what saves the road bridge, and that's a temporary bridge that they've rebuilt, but they say it's actually stronger than the original bridge. So good on them. They had the line back up and running in 6 months. So we were working out of Hastings up until then. We were 6 weeks with no trains running at all, and then we got that. Then we were running the trains up to Hastings, and then they were trucking stuff over to the port from there. Yeah, and they got the bridge open, and we've been back up and running.